Boise State 4-8, 0-1 in conference play so far. 81-77 was the final in Fort Collins on Tuesday for the Broncos. They're taking on one of the best offenses in the Mountain West, but a team who hasn't yet had a chance to play their conference opener. The 9-4 New Mexico Lobos are in town. Their opener that was scheduled for Tuesday postponed due to positive COVID cases with San Jose State University women's basketball team. So New Mexico is looking to get their first conference game out of the way. They're 4-1 in conference openers. Boise State has never lost a conference home opener in the Mountain West. They're a perfect 10-0, and in fact, they have won 11 straight. We'll take a look now at our keys to the game, brought to you by Lithia Ford of Boise. For the Broncos, it's pretty simple. Chase the Lobos off the three-point line. New Mexico top in the Mountain West in three-pointers made per game and three-point percentage. So Boise State has to get them off the line and try to have New Mexico score in the paint instead. Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Lithia Ford of Boise in the Treasure Valley. Visit in person at the corner of Fairview and Maple Grove, or see it all at lithiafordboise.com. Tip is up. It is won by New Mexico, and we are underway. Latacia Duff gives the basketball off on the left wing to Antonia Anderson, who picks up her dribble, guarded very tightly by Abby Muse. Now a switch off to Duff once again, and back to Anderson, who goes into the paint, puts it up with the right hand, and scores. First bucket of the game, courtesy of Antonia Anderson, makes it 2-0 Lobos. Here 30 seconds in. Boise State on their first offensive possession. Enters the ball right block. Elodie Lalat loses the dribble, saves the basketball out to Anna Osley in the corner on that near side for her. Bounce pass from Osley back into Lalat, whose shot goes over the rim and bounces off the far side. New Mexico gets the rebound and tries to run the break. They enter it down into the post, and it's Shaquille Magruder who scores around Anna Osley on the left side of the blue painted area. Makes it 4-0 Lobos. 1 minute has gone by. New Mexico 2 possessions, 2 baskets. Anna Osley trying to save a loose ball off a pass of Dominique Leonidas, and Leonidas touches it out of bounds by the Mountain America Credit Union sign. That is a Bronco turnover. Tonight's starting lineup for Boise State, brought to you by Zions Bank. For everything you love about Idaho, Zions Bank is for you. Zions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Broncos. Starting 5 for Boise State: Mary Kay Narrow, Dominique Leonidas, Anna Osley, Elodie Lalat, and Abby Muse, who's been sizzling hot in her last 2 games. Muse averaging 21 points and 13 rebounds in the last 2. New Mexico with the basketball off the inbound. They've got an open shooter in the corner, and knocking down the 3-ball from the outside is Magruder once more. The senior forward now with 5 points. She was open in the left corner and got it to go home. Now Elodie Lalat on a quick play for Boise State. They used just 7 seconds off the shot clock, and Lalat scores off the assist from Dominique Leonidas down in the post. Some quick motion for New Mexico gets Latacia Duff open underneath the hoop. Anna Osley got banged into on a screen, and it's now 8-2 New Mexico with the lead here. 7:45 to play in quarter number 1. Mary Kay Narrow, right side corner for Boise State, skips a pass across to Leonidas, whose baseline drive is denied by Jaden De La Sera. Ball rotating around the perimeter for the Broncos now. It ends up back in the hands of Leonidas, who before she took her dribble, stepped out of bounds. It's not a travel, but instead Leonidas just stepped her right foot on the baseline in the left corner as the Broncos are going right to left, and turned it over. So it's a 6-point game and a 6-point lead for New Mexico, who have the basketball back. Antonia Anderson steps outside the 3-point line. Now screens for Jaden De La Sera, who's dribbling with her left hand. Floats one down low. Anderson rises up right-handed, but she was moving to her right, away from the basket on the right side, missed the shot, and Boise State will take it the other way. Anna Osley trying to get a pass into the post. Abby Muse was there, but it went over her head. Now a long touchdown pass finds the hands of Anderson, who swings it right back out on the left wing for De La Sera, who's off on 3, hitting back rim. And now Mary Kay Narrow slowly brings the ball up the court for Boise State. Still 8-2 the score. New Mexico in the lead, 6:40 to go. Narrow dribbling with her left hand out to Bowers. That's a three for Rachel Bowers, and it goes down. Nothing but net for the forward. And it's 8-5. Boise State behind by 3. 6:30 to go. Anderson, the forward, wants to answer back. She's playing center for New Mexico. That doesn't work for her. Bowers, the better shooter of the two bigs. Now Anna Osley getting involved. Right wing three drops. And Anna Osley cashes in to tie the game at 8 with 6:10 to go. Now on the fast break, the Lobos get fouled. It's Magruder fouled by Osley underneath the hoop. And that will finally slow this game down a little bit. Assist from Mary Kay Narrow on that latest Osley three as well. Narrow, 51 assists now on the season for her. She's got 4.2 assists per game. That is 5th in the Mountain West. Just one spot ahead of her own teammate, Dominique Leonidas. Leonidas comes in 6th in the conference with 3.9 assists per game and 43 on the year. Both Narrow and Leonidas sharing the wealth all season long as Magruder knocks down her first free throw. We've got a whistle. They're pointing at the clock. There's one shot left, and the clock is not going to change here. So it still says 6:10 on it, and Magruder rims the free throw in and out after making the first. It hit the front of the rim, then off the glass, and then stayed out as Trista Hull has entered the game for Boise State. She's screening on the baseline for Leonidas. Leonidas tries to rifle the pass back to her, and it's stolen away by Anderson. Quick three. Lobos take just 5 seconds off the shot clock, and Latora Duff, twin sister of Latasia Duff, misses the three-pointer. Two big-time transfers from New Mexico. They'll play a lot of minutes, and we'll tell you more about them. Boise State with the basketball. Finds Leonidas in the corner, and now another pass to Trista Hull that is just ripped away. Quick three on the way. Latasia Duff finds the bottom of the net, and the Lobos go up by 4. It's 12-8, 5:20 to go in quarter number 1. Boise State and Narrow dribbling to the right, around the defender. Narrow skips a pass over to Bowers on the left wing, and now it goes back to Narrow. Narrow attacks the paint. Ball is knocked down on her hands. It's going to be a jump ball as Narrow was trying to go up for a shot attempt. Narrow was driving in, and Shaquille Magruder got her hand in there on Narrow. So Mary Kay couldn't go up, but it's jump ball. Boise State keeps it, and the Broncos turn it over, tipped and stolen by Jaden De La Sera, who drives, going quickly, misses her shot after dropping the basketball, and Anna Osley's there to grab the board for Boise State. Broncos down on the left side with Leonidas. Osley off the screen, trying for her second three. Osley's 2 for 2 from deep. It's a 1-point game, 12-11, 4:38 to go in quarter number 1. Anna Osley's got 6 points to lead all scorers. The sophomore from Chaparral High School, New Mexico, trying to get a three of their own. Latora Duff, the senior guard, off from the left wing. Now Leonidas attacks the paint. Leonidas with the left-handed layup scores from the right side. And Boise State has their first lead of the contest at 13-12, 4:10 to play in quarter number 1. Latasia Duff moves the ball, top of the key to Anderson. Anderson, entry pass into a cutting Latora Duff, and she scores, kissing the glass on the way. Back and forth offense. Lobos known for it. They're second in the Mountain West in terms of offense. 74.7 points per game, just barely behind UNLV. Anna Osley, right wing, waiting for a screen from Trista Hull. Beautiful bounce pass, finds the slipping Hull. She tries to Euro step, and she is met with contact. Throws the shot up, it misses off the side of the rim. Anderson, three ball, no good. Rachel Bowers grabs it as it rolls off the right side of the rim. And Boise State trying to slow the tempo with Narrow. Narrow crossover dribble, moves the ball left towards Leonidas, who's standing by the Mountain America sign. Now back to the top, Trista Hull. Boise State with 4 out, 1 in is Bowers. Narrow flicks a pass to Osley. Osley overhead into Narrow, can't get it to drop. Rachel Bowers there for the second chance. Narrow picks up another rebound off the Bowers miss. And Boise State continues their attack. Narrow dribble drive, penetration is stolen. New Mexico running the floor, swing pass to Jaden De La Sera, who's defended well by Trista Holt, and Trista Holt does enough defensively to affect the shot and get the rebound. New Mexico by 1, 2:20 to go as Hull steps out for 3. Bowers again cleaning up the glass. The ball is sitting on the back iron and it finally drops for Rachel Bowers. Boise State again in the lead by 1. It's 15-14, 2.5 left in quarter number 1. Jaden De La Sera moving the ball to Duff. This is Latora. Now out around to Paula Reus, the Spanish international. It goes once again back to Latora Duff, who's just holding it. Shot clock goes down to 5, holding it at that left elbow. Gets it away now. Latacia Duff driving, 1 second on the shot clock, puts it up. A fadeaway floater, guarded well by Anna Osley. And New Mexico uses all the shot clock. They get nothing. So Boise State trying to extend their lead on this possession. Anna Osley's got it. Couple of jab steps over on the high post. Now Narrow, again outside, free throw line extended. Left wing for Narrow. Ball gets rotated around back to the right corner, and it's Leonidas with the mid-range jumper off the mark. Touched by Latora Duff, but tipped it into the knee of Mary Kay Narrow, and it goes out of bounds. So at our media timeout, it's Boise State 15, New Mexico 14, and there's just a minute 37 left in the first quarter. You're listening to Boise State basketball on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Idaho Farm Bureau Insurance, proud to support Boise State athletics. Visit IdahoFarmBureauInsurance.com and learn how you can become part of the Farm Bureau Insurance family. Idaho Farm Bureau Insurance, protecting what matters most. Boise State up by a point, 15-14. There's a minute and a half left in the first quarter as Boise State tries to defend here. New Mexico with the basketball. Going slowly once more. Elodie Lalat tips a pass. Latora Duff was trying to put it in overhanded, and now the Broncos on the fast break with Dominique Leonidas as she hangs and hits for 2 more. Boise State by 3, 17-14, a minute to go in period number 1. Reus, right wing, driving on Abby Muse. Abby Muse goes up long, but Reus slips it past her for 2. A good finger roll layup off the left side, and New Mexico gets back within 1, 17-16. Broncos leading. Jada Clark into the game. Dominique Leonidas, nice find to Elodie Lalat right inside the restricted circle. And Lalat powers her way up, scores 2, puts Boise State up 19-16. Latora Duff to Reus, freshman forward who's been getting a lot of minutes recently for New Mexico. She had 18 in their last game. New Mexico hasn't played in 12 days because of that postponement against San Jose State. Shaquille Magruder gets the pass from Reus and just loses it right off her leg, out of bounds. That is a Lobo turnover, and it's Boise State basketball once again. Just the second turnover against New Mexico so far. Boise State has turned the ball over 7 times here in the first quarter. There's 10 seconds to go in the first as Elodie Lalat springs one to Jada Clark, but it's too high. With 4 seconds left, the ball goes out of bounds. And New Mexico will try to go quickly to get the last shot. They're down by 3, 19-16. Inbound Latora Duff. She's to half court. 1 second. Gets to the three-point line. Didn't get the shot up in time, and it was blocked by Narrow. But after 1 quarter, it's the Broncos outscoring the high-flying Lobos 19-16 as we head to break. We'll be back with the second quarter after this on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network. With zero sugar and now even more delicious is the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Grab one at the concession stand and find out for yourself. Second quarter beginning with New Mexico basketball. They trail Boise State 19-16. Broncos ahead after having a great first quarter that saw Anna Osley score 6 points. New Mexico begins with a quick shot attempt, and the jumper missed by Reus just inside that three-point line, trying to knock down the midi. Jada Clark with the basketball for Boise State, driving left, poked out of her hand by Reus, but she recovers. Now back to Clark after moving it quickly to Elodie Lalat. Leonidas, high pick and roll on the left angle. Leonidas gets in, Nice layup attempt as she goes for the circus, and Muse saves it. Leonidas tried to switch hands in mid-air. Now Narrow will push in, and Narrow will go off the backboard and into the hoop. Wall taking the foul. It's an and one opportunity for the sophomore point guard. She's got one coming at the line. 21-16, thanks to the make for Narrow. Nice little shimmy once she got inside the free throw line to elude her defender and force the foul. A couple of substitutions come in as both Latasia Duff and Anaya Agman check out. Narrow sinks the free throw. Now she will be substituted. Anna Osley checks in for Boise State. 5 on the floor for the Broncos, wearing their whites today. It's Leonidas, Muse, Lalat, Clark, and Osley. Here's a pass overhead out to Vianney Cumber as she was ready to shoot it once she got the ball on the catch and shoot in the left corner. She missed it. New Mexico wearing red with black striping. They are working left to right here in the first half. Abby Muse, right block, spinning. And after the shot goes up, a very late whistle for a foul. This is going to be called against Paula Reyes. Muse will go to the line. Boise State earns some more free throws. Muse back to the basket. Gave almost a dreamlike fake before putting up the fadeaway jumper. And Muse's first free throw, back rim, left rim, and then in as it bounded straight up into the air and then came down. Makes it 23-16 now, Boise. And the second one drops. This one doesn't need any assistance. Goes right through the net like she was trying to cut it in half. 24-16, 8:45 to go. Top of the key, Reyes. Right-handed dribble into a handoff with De La Sera. De La Sera goes through 2 Broncos, gets in to the rim, and scores as she pushed the ball up off the backboard. 24-18, 8:25 to go. Here's Clark finding Anna Osley. That's straight away in front of the basket. Entry pass from Leonidas taken right into the hands of Magruder, the senior from Trotwood, Ohio. Lobos in transition. They've got an open 3, but it's off. Latora Duff was all alone. Free throw line extended on that left side. Now a back cut. Reyes, she slithers to the rim and slides it up with the right. Another bucket for the Spaniard. She's now got 4 points, 2 of 3 from the floor. 24-20, Jada Clark, left corner 3, in and out as she clanked it off the back rim. It's quick transition from the Lobos. Magruder against Leonidas. Euro step does not go. Leonidas was right there. Shaquille Magruder at 6 feet compared to Leonidas, who's just 5'5", and Dominique Leonidas did enough for Boise State. 7.5 to play in the first half. 24-20, Broncos with the lead and the basketball. Clark dribbling right into a screen with Muse. Has to get rid of it to Lalat. 5 on the shot clock, more high pick and roll. Clark bounces right, trying to escape. And now Leonidas throws it up from the Mountain West logo. It does not hit the rim as the shot clock expired. Instead, it was too strong off the backboard deep. And it's a shot clock violation against Boise State. A New Mexico team that's been strong at scoring. First in the Mountain West in 5 separate categories: assists per game, 3-pointers made per game, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and blocks per game. So far, Boise State hasn't allowed New Mexico to do much of any of that. Both teams, in fact, tied with 6 assists, and no blocks for either side. Two teams that like to get defensive. De La Sera flashes off the screen right to the top of the free throw arc, and she bangs home a shot, puts the Lobos within 2, 24-22. Narrow bouncing the ball patiently in her right hand. Trista Hole gets a screen from Bowers, and now Osley lines it up from way downtown and cashes in with another Mountain America 3-pointer. Mountain America Credit Union guiding you forward. Osley has hit 3 of them in the first half. Broncos up by 5. Paula Reyes puts up a three-pointer of her own. Osley saves the rebound in combination with Lalott and gives out a big grin as she sprints up the floor. Narrow's got the basketball. Hull gets it, then enters it to Bowers. Beautiful ball movement. Tic-tac-toe from the Broncos has them up 7, 29-22. Bowers with the bucket, 6:05 left in the second. Narrow grabs the De La Serra miss. And Boise State on full-on attack mode here as Narrow carves her way to the left angle. Poked out of bounds by LaTorra Duff. And that'll get us a whistle for some substitutions as the ball bounces away from the pair of them. Sydney McQuieter checks in for Boise State. She didn't get any minutes in the loss in Fort Collins. So Boise State expecting her to do some work in this one down on the post against what is basically a 4-guard lineup for this New Mexico squad. Here's Osley moving the ball left and right with Rachel Bowers. Now it goes to Narrow in the right corner. 5 on the shot clock as Narrow spins to the basket, but she misses the shot. An underhanded layup just went over the top of everything as it brushed the glass. Here's a big swing across the court. De La Cerda's in the right corner, and she misses once again. She's having a tough day. 2 of 7. McQuieter's running the floor, and Narrow found her, but 3 Lobos also packed that paint. And McQuieter off. Now Anderson, three-pointer on the other end for New Mexico. The onslaught of shots just will not stop. The two teams combined have already taken 49, and we've still got 5 minutes left in the second period. It's 29-22. Boise State has the lead. Here's Osley creating a lot of space for herself. Misses the three-pointer long off the back iron, and the long rebound comes out to Mary Kay Narrow. Broncos again with a second chance opportunity. That is their 5th offensive rebound of the contest. Osley doubled, bounce pass to Bowers is stolen and turned over as Reyes can't handle the outlet and has to slow it down. She was one-on-one with McQuieter, but now she waits for the rest of her team to get involved. It goes to LaTorra Duff, who wants to set things up. De La Cerda again is off. Bowers is pushed to the floor, and Reyes swoops in from the backside to get not only the offensive rebound, but the 2 points. She came flying out of nowhere as Bowers went down, and Reyes came out of the right corner. No one boxed her out. So it's 29-24, 4:05 to go. We've still got 4 minutes in this half. Bowers pass, trying to just get it up top to McQuieter, and it is knocked away by Reyes, but a foul is called. That will send us to a timeout here in Boise. It's the Broncos ahead in their Mountain West home opener, 29-24 here in the second quarter on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network. Four minutes left in period number 2. 29-24 is the score. Boise State leads New Mexico. Project Filter wants to know, what if you quit smoking or vaping today? You can quit. We can help. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or visit projectfilter.org. Boise State inbounding under their own basket on the left side. And they inbounded to Dominique Leonidas, who's dribbling and bounding to her right before giving it to Narrow, and Narrow tries to just fire it in right away. Instead, it's stolen, and New Mexico runs the floor as Shaquelle Magruder, again, scores the fast break point. She's got 7 points. She's coming off an 18-point, 14-rebound game in New Mexico's victory against UTEP. And she has gotten started scoring early here. Ball tipped now by Magruder underneath the basket as Boise State once more trying to play through their post. Rachel Bowers, the intended recipient this time. A lot of scoring for the posts in the game against Colorado State. Narrow flashes open for a 3-ball on the left wing. Muse battles for the rebound, swings her elbows, and goes up for the second chance points. Mike Bradbury cannot believe no foul was called, but Abby Muse was just protecting the basketball. Makes it 31-26. Osley closes out on Latacia Duff, but the 3-ball rattles home as Osley got sucked into a screen and then couldn't recover in time. So make it 31-29. Broncos still holding the slim lead. Osley now gets open for her own 3 off a screen. Ball goes off the basket, off the top of the rim. And then Abby Muse gets tangled up for a jump ball. It was her and 4 Lobos, and somehow Muse made it happen. make it 3 Lobos instead. There was a 4 standing close by. Broncos enter the ball to the mid-range. Leonidas pull up J. And that one is good. Boise State finds themselves up 33-29. Rachel Bowers steals the ball. Shaquille Magruder was cutting. Leonidas now trying to score the fast break. Points left-handed layup. Gets it in there for her. She's got 8 now. 4 of 6 shooting is Dominique Leonidas. Broncos extending their lead, trying to stay hot. Magruder again trying to just slash her way to the hoop. It's stolen by the Broncos. It's springed forward for Leonidas by Nero. And now Nero finds herself in the left corner back with the basketball. She crosses it across the court to Leonidas. Osley for 3, and once again hits back rim. It's a long rebound out to LaTorra Duff at the 3-point line. 3-pointer on the way from New Mexico. It's LaTorra Duff's twin sister, Latasia, who hits it, leads the team in 3-pointers made with 31 coming into the night. And she has now hit her 3rd 3. She's got 11 points on 4 of 5 shooting, averaging 11.4 points per game. And she's already hit that 11-point mark here in the first half. 35-32, a minute 30 to go. Nero fouled as she started to put the ball on the floor and drive to the rim. Jaden De La Cerda is going to pick it up. Rachel Bowers is going to check out after she's done a lot of defensive work down on the right end for Boise State. Muse inbounding, 20 seconds reset on the shot clock for the Broncos. After they were down to just 8, Osley has it knocked out of her hands, gets it back. Now Nero, Abby Muse, top of the key. Foul called against Shaquille Magruder as Elodie Lalott tried to sprint to the middle of the paint. Magruder almost beat Lalott to the spot, but had to reach her arm out, and that is going to give her the whistle and the foul that sends the Broncos into the bonus. It'll be Lalott, the free throw shooter. Before the free throw, though, Anna Osley will check out as Jada Clark, the freshman from Richland, Washington, comes in for Boise State. It's the Parisian, Elodie Lalott at the line, and the sophomore nearly got the first one to go down. It rattled around a bit, but finally popped out of the basket. Lalott shooting one more at the line with a minute 19 to go in the first half. This one, front of the rim, touches the glass and drops. Broncos by 4, 36-32. Here's LaTorra Duff, left-handed dribble. Narrow arms spread out wide, guarding her. Now right-handed dribble from LaTorra. De La Cerda gets the pass, gets into the mid-range, creates some space, misses the shot. Magruder's there for the second chance. Lalott ends up on the floor. Magruder misses the shot, and then Lalott comes in with an aggressive overhead swing to knock the ball down into the hands of Dominique Leonidas. So Boise State with the basketball and 40 seconds on the clock. 36-32, Muse dribbles and kicks, stolen by Magruder. Lalott forced to foul as Magruder got in the way again. This time it was clean. And Elodie Lalott trying to save the pass. Magruder not only tried to steal the ball from Muse when she was dribbling it with her right hand, but then recovered in time after she reached to knock the pass away from Lalott. 5-second difference between the game and the shot clock. Narrow pokes it into the backcourt, but because it was touched, LaTorra Duff can pick it up again. Here's Jaden De La Cerda, guarded by Jada Clark, and Narrow called for a blocking foul away from the basketball. Narrow with her arms stretched out wide. She was holding them hands above the head, trying to show that she was innocent. 15 seconds now, and the shot clock turned off because of the foul. De La Cerda, top of the key. Here's Latasia Duff off a screen. 3 more for her as she continues to knock down three-pointers. That's her 4th. It brings Boise State up by 1, and Mary Kay Narrow heaves it from half court, hits the shot. And if it counts, it'll be 39-35. They will have to review, but Narrow just swished it from the Bronco eye at half court. If it stands, it'll be 39-35 going into the second half. They're taking a look at it in the arena. We'll take a break and let you know what happens when we come back here on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Welcome to the Mountain America Credit Union Bronco Halftime Show. Support your Bronco pride with the Boise State debit card from Mountain America, the official credit union of the Broncos. Details at any Mountain America branch. Membership required based on eligibility. So, after a lengthy review that spanned almost 2 full minutes of this halftime break, before they'd even started the clock as well, they had used up 2 minutes. So almost a 5-minute review. But no basket, they say, on the Mary Kay Narrow three-pointer at the end of the half. She didn't get it out of her hands in time, so it is 36-35 instead. Boise State was going to have the lead regardless, but instead it's just a 1-point lead rather than the 4-point lead at the moment. Still, there were plenty of highlights, especially offensively, for Boise State in that first half, and Anna Osley, a key contributor, getting Boise State started early when they were down. Anna Osley knocking down 3 three-pointers in the first half. She's got 9 points, and then the post play started to come alive as well for Boise State as Rachel Bowers cleaned up. An aggressive first half from Rachel Bowers on the boards. She leads the Broncos with 5 rebounds. She's also 3 for 4 from the floor to include that basket. And then Anna Osley, again, getting back involved. Another three-pointer going down for her.
Hi, this is Mandy Simpson, and she's a grad transfer who is a small forward from Boise, Idaho. She's studying for her MBA.
Boise State knocking down three-pointers at an impressive rate. They're 4 for 11 from outside, but it's Dominique Leonidas who showed that the Broncos can hit from inside the arc as well. Leonidas has been running the floor on part of the offense so far that has the Broncos up 36-35, but New Mexico came back on Boise State at the end of the second quarter. New Mexico made 5 of their last 7 field goals to end the half, and Boise State, as I mentioned, did not get the narrow three-pointer at the buzzer. They ruled it off. It came out of her hands just after the backboard had lit up. So it's 36-35, Boise State on top here in their Mountain West home opener. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll take a look at all of the stats from the first half as we encapsulate the entire thing. You're listening to Boise State basketball on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Bronco halftime show. Show your Bronco spirit with the Boise State Alumni Visa credit card from Mountain America Credit Union, the official credit union of the Broncos. It features low rates and amazing rewards. Details at macu.com/BSU. Boise State with the 36-35 lead. And let's check out the first half stats sponsored by Bud Light, reminding you to enjoy responsibly. We talked a lot about the offense. It was on a rampage for both sides in the first half. New Mexico shooting 43% from the floor, 15 of 35, while Boise State was even better, 48%, 14 of 29, and had that narrow bucket gone down, they would have shot 50% from the first half. An incredible number for Boise State, especially coming off the 77-point showing in Fort Collins against a very good defensive CSU team. Boise State has really continued that hot shooting from that game, specifically from deep, 4 of 11 on their three-point tries, while New Mexico has knocked down 4 three-pointers on 15 attempts. Boise State also 80% at the free throw line, 4 of 5, but they have to start limiting the turnovers. New Mexico turned the ball over just 4 times over the first 20 minutes, while Boise State turned it over 13 and led to 16 New Mexico points. But one thing that Boise State can certainly hang their hat on at the moment is their work on the rebounding efforts. 25 pulled down compared to just 10 by New Mexico, and 7 offensive rebounds leading to 9 second chance points for the Boise State Broncos. Both teams been sharing the ball with 9 assists. Now we'll take a look at some of the individual leaders. For New Mexico, it is the Duff sisters, Latacia Duff and Latora Duff, both having outstanding first halves. Latacia leads the team with 14 points for New Mexico, 5 of 6 from the floor, 4 of 4 on three-point attempts. She is perfect, and one of the keys to the game earlier was that Boise State had to chase New Mexico off that three-point line. They're going to have to make some adjustments to stop the senior transfer from Shelton State and stop her from getting open looks from 3. She's the only Lobo into double digits, however. Shaquille Magruder got 7 points in the first half for New Mexico on 50% shooting, 3 of 6. And then it's Latora Duff who leads the team in both rebounds and assists, even though she hasn't been able to find her stroke when she's been out on the court. Just 1 of 4 from the floor, has missed all 3 of her triple tries, but she does have 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Antonia Anderson as well has 4 assists. The senior guard slash forward from Cibolo, Texas, is the only member of the New Mexico starting 5 who doesn't score in double digits per game. She's just outside of it at 9.8 points per game, but so far she's got just 2 points, but is sharing the rock. Meanwhile, for Boise State, team leader in scoring, Anna Osley, with her 9 points. Again, all 3 of her makes have come from downtown. She's 3 of 6 from outside. And in the contest overall, she's also snagged 3 rebounds. It's Rachel Bowers who leads the way in rebounding. 7 points, 5 rebounds, on her way to a double-double if she can keep it up here after that impressive first half performance. Dominique Leonidas, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Mary Kay Narrow, 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. So the 1-2 tandem of Narrow and Leonidas, once again, doing a little bit of everything. Moving the basketball, crashing the glass, and getting scoring. 11 points between the 2 of them. And then there's Abby Muse, 4 points and 3 rebounds, and Elodie Lalat with 5 points and 2 rebounds. Boise State having good performances from their bigs and their guards. That is what has them up 36-35 here at the half. Today's halftime stats were brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of Bronco Athletics, reminding you to enjoy responsibly. We will step aside, and when we come back, we will have second half action for you right here from Boise. Don't go anywhere. This is Bronco basketball on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. 1 minute to go until we get started with that second half here in Boise with Zero Sugar. And now even more delicious is the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Grab one at the concession stand and find out for yourself. It's Boise State 36, New Mexico 35, as the Broncos, again, did not get the Mary Kay Narrow heave to count at the end of the first half. They still do have the lead, though, by the slimmest of margins at just 1 point. Broncos 4-8, 0-1 in conference play so far. Their only game was the trip on Tuesday to Fort Collins to play who are now the 10-1 Colorado State Rams. New Mexico making their Mountain West debut on the season. They're 9-4. Their game was postponed. It was supposed to be on Tuesday at home at the Pit in Albuquerque. San Jose State University unable to play in that game because of COVID. Last time the Lobos played was at home against UTEP 12 days ago. They won that one 78-66. They are 4-1 in conference openers since Mike Bradbury became coach, but they're 2-8 all-time in Boise. They haven't won in this gymnasium, in this arena since 2016, while Boise State, after coming off a loss like they are on Tuesday, they've won 4 consecutive Mountain West contests. They've won 11 straight conference home openers, and they are 10-0 in conference home openers as a member of the Mountain West. They're trying to keep their lead and keep that streak intact as we start the second half. It's LaTora Duff who begins it, dribbling right and putting the ball down into the paint. Magruder rises up and scores right over Elodie Lalott as though she wasn't even there. So Shaquille Magruder gets New Mexico the first basket of the second half and puts them back in front for the first time in a while. It's 37-36. Broncos and Osley have it right corner. Boise State going left to right in the half. Osley crossover dribble into her right hand. Pick and roll with Muse. Osley two-handed pass up top to Muse. Ball is loose, and it is stolen by De La Cerda. LaTora driving the paint. Stops, spins, puts it up. Blocked by Mary Kay Nero. One of the best shot blockers at that guard position in the entire conference. And she comes through right there. Nero tied for 8th with 0.8 of a block on average. Trying to get an assist here as she caught the ball and then moved it quickly to Lalott, but Lalott came in too strong, missed the shot. On the other end, the same happens to Shaquille Magruder as she found her way to the left block and was all alone, but saw it slowly trickle off the rim. It's still 37-36, 8:40 to play in the third quarter. Nero with the basketball, flips it over her head to Leonidas, who hop steps into the paint, goes up, no whistle, and comes down hard back to earth as the ball bounds away. It was blocked by a couple of members of New Mexico. Not sure who they'll give the block to, but Boise State will keep the basketball. Lalott three-point line. Pass off to Nero, 3 on the shot clock. Osley's open, De La Cerda got sucked inside. Shot misses, Muse there, gets the board, gets the harm, and she will go to the line for 2, trying to put Boise State ahead. Anna Osley was just wide open on the left wing. De La Cerda crashed hard on the help defense to try to stop Nero's drive, and eyes up from the point guard. So Muse at the free throw line, misses right rim, and it springboards away off to the left side. Boise State can only hope to tie now on this trip to the line, and Muse can't do that as this one also bricks out. So it's 37-36, 8:10 left in the third. Here's a drive from Antonia Anderson, who just put the ball on the ground and went right around Elodie Lalott from the top of the key, angling towards the basket, scores. New Mexico's up 3, 39-36. Leonidas, and that pass is way over Anna Osley. That was the intended target. It ended up in the first row of the bleacher seats, and Gordy Presnell calls a timeout after the Bronco turnover. 39-36, 7:54 to go in the third here on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Back at ExtraMile Arena in Boise. Thanks so much for spending your New Year's Eve with us, however you may be tuned in, whether it be on the Mountain West Network, whether it be on radio, or any variety in between. Great Clips wants you to know you can save time every time when you use online check-in for a great haircut at Great Clips, proud partner of the Boise State Broncos. Download our app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips, it's going to be great. It's 39-36. Boise State trails by 3, and New Mexico has the basketball. Latasia Duff giving the ball up as Boise State finally got to her on the three-point line. A shot was blocked by Antonia Anderson, but she grabbed it right back and then scored before Rachel Bowers and Trista Hull had come back down to the ground. And now Nero on the other end has the ball just swiped out of her hands. It leads to a fast break bucket for Shaquille Magruder. And out of the timeout, a quick 4-point run for the Lobos. 43-36, 7:10 to play in the third as Dominique Leonidas is harassed, going all the way back to half court after she got the pass from Mary Kay Nero on the left wing, was chased to half court by Antonia Anderson, and then finally fouled on a blocking foul. Boise State inbounds from the sideline. Nero dribbling with her right, moves it to her left, floats the pass into Trista Hull, and Trista Hull scores as she slashed right in front of the hoop, made herself available for Nero, and it's another assist for the sophomore. That is her third. She's been relatively quiet in the assist category. 43-38, Broncos behind, 6:40 to go. Latacia Duff hits the floor as she lost her footing, but managed to move the ball to Anderson, who is again driving. This time she doesn't score, but she's fouled by Trista Hull. Antonia Anderson, the 6'2 senior, is becoming a problem for Boise State as she again just drove her way right into the basket. Trista Hull was there, but Anderson managed to walk right around her and get to the 10. She's shooting 2, and the first one goes in. Anderson on the night now has 7 points with another chance for a free throw. Those 4 assists, though, she's been moving the ball when she's been in the post. She misses the free throw, and Anna Osley boxes her out as it came back right to the charity stripe. Nero gets a screen on the left side from Rachel Bowers. Osley gets a screen from Trista Hull, and that leaves her wide open for 3, but she misses it. Trista Hull is there, grabs it, puts it up. Again, no whistle. Bronco crowd getting rowdy about the lack of whistles underneath the basket. Hull, very tough rebound, and then Latora Duff brought the hand down on the basketball. Inbound, Leonidas, now a whistle as she put a floater up from the baseline. Leonidas will go to the stripe and shoot 2 on the shooting foul. 44-38, New Mexico in the lead. Broncos trying to get some more points here in this third period. Foul on Jaden De La Cerda, one of 2 local products for New Mexico. Dominique Leonidas, first year with the Broncos, has brought an expansive leadership to this team as a redshirt senior. Transfer from Brown in the Ivy League, originally from Stone Mountain, Georgia. She makes the first free throw. And you can tell when Leonidas is on the floor, there is a certain aura and energy, especially on the defensive end, that she radiates to her teammates. She makes them both to cut the deficit to 4 for Boise State. 44-40, 6:05 in the third. Latora Duff in to her sister Latacia, and on the drive, Latacia is fouled. She'll go to the line. It's a shooting foul against Anna Osley. Latacia just surged ahead into the paint, and Latora was able to get the ball to her. Osley and Trista Hull were both there. 2 free throws coming up, and Latacia makes the first. A year ago, she was the 6th person of the year in the Mountain West, also the preseason newcomer of the year, and she was all conference a year ago. Tons of accolades coming her way in her first year with the Lobos after transferring from Shelton State Community College, originally from Sampson, Alabama. 2 free throws dropped for her. It's 46-40. Great ball movement from Boise State, and a late clear out means Dominique Leonidas is going back to the free throw line as she was undercut on her layup. There was no catching her. Beautiful screen set by Trista Hull to free Leonidas, and then Antonia Anderson going underneath well after Leonidas had made the bucket. So an opportunity for Boise State to get back inside 1 possession. Leonidas takes a deep breath at the free throw line, dribbles the ball 3 times, spins it, and then 3 more. Right-handed shooter puts it up and gets it to drop. Boise State with 43. They are back within 3 of the Lobos. It's 46-43, 5:40 in the third. Here's a pass from Reyes that caught De La Cerda off guard, and Leonidas able to tie up the basketball for a jump ball and a possession arrow that is going in favor of Boise State. Broncos get the basketball. Good defensive effort from Leonidas. Talked earlier about that aura that she brings. There, she just does it herself. Trista Hull gets it into Rachel Bowers. Had to sail it over everyone, but dropped it right into the hands of Bowers for 2 points. And Boise State within one, 46-45. Bowers now with 11 points on the night. Coming right back at the Broncos is LaTorra Duff, who scores and extends that Lobo lead to 3. It was another one where she just weaseled her way into the paint and managed to score at the basket. Rachel Bowers out to half court, guarded all the way by Magruder. As the Broncos continue to move the ball, it ends up in the hands of Narrow. Now off to Leonidas. Poked into the air, and Osley has it. Now Leonidas drives, hop steps in, gets to the left side as she cut from the right corner. And Leonidas scores on the other side of the bucket. It's 48-47. Lobos leading the Broncos. Home opener in the conference for Boise State. Mountain West opener for New Mexico. Broncos won a thriller here in 2019 in overtime thanks to a Mallory McGuire 3. LaTorra Duff left block, turnaround J drops. It's 50-47. Broncos moving quickly as Leonidas drives in, gets fouled, and goes back to the free throw line. It is another chance at the line upcoming for Leonidas when we return. Her third trip here in the third. It's New Mexico 50, Boise State 47 with 4:16 remaining in the third quarter on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Welcome back to Boise. Broncos trailing 50-47 here at ExtraMile Arena. 4:16 to go in the third quarter. Cintas delivers everything you need, from servicing fire extinguishers and first aid cabinets to restocking restroom supplies and managing uniform and apparel solutions. In fact, over 1 million customers rely on Cintas every day. Get Cintas and get ready for the workday. Lobos 50, Broncos 47, three-point game. Still a lot of basketball to be played, and the Broncos are at the line. Dominique Leonidas is shooting 2 for Boise State. Leonidas again going through her routine that involves 3 dribbles, a spin, and then doing it all over again, and it is working for her as she knocks down another free throw. She's leading Boise State in scoring, and if she can make this free throw, she'll lead all scorers on the day. She's got 16. It goes up, and it is good. So 17 for Leonidas to lead everyone so far. LaTorra Duff with the basketball for New Mexico, finding a cutting Mackenzie Curtis, whose layup is thrown over the entire rim. And Boise State snags the rebound with Bowers. Rachel Bowers continuing to have a good game. 9.6 rebounds for her. Osley open. Leonidas gets ran through as she was setting the screen to get Osley open in that left corner. The three-pointer miss, and Osley has slowed down after a very hot start. She's now just 3 of 9. Step-back jumper on the way. Latasia Duff misses off the front of the rim. Narrow brings it in. Boise State down by 1, an opportunity to take the lead on this possession. Osley bounce pass to Trista Hull, top of the key. Move to Bowers. Now out to Narrow at the free throw line. Bowers on the left baseline. Jumper is blocked by Magruder. It'll be Bronco basketball. Shaquille Magruder, tough to shoot over. She's 5th in the Mountain West with 1.2 blocks per game. It's her teammate, Antonia Anderson, who at the moment is not currently on the floor, leads the conference with 1.5 blocks per game. New Mexico leads the entire Mountain West with blocks per game with 4.8. And Narrow loses the basketball. 3 on the shot clock for Boise State. This one was knocked out of bounds by LaTorra Duff. Inbound, Osley. She's tied up, has to put the shot up, and it is an air ball. It hit the bottom of the netting, but did not hit the rim. So it's a shot clock violation. Almost good news for Boise State because the Lobos had numbers up the floor. New Mexico was ready to run. 3 minutes in the third to play, 50-49. New Mexico leading Boise State, and Dominique Leonidas is going to get called for a foul. A lot of hand fighting going on between the redshirt senior and the freshman, Mackenzie Curtis for New Mexico. Leonidas will pick up just the third foul of the quarter against Boise State. For Leonidas, that is just her first foul. Inbound, Latacia Duff out of the hands of Latora, and she tried to rise up right next to Rachel Bowers. Good defense from Bowers, and the shot off. Narrow with the basketball for Boise State. Hull handing off to Leonidas. Step back, lots of dribbling, but not actually going anywhere was Leonidas, so she sends it instead to Osley. Now back to Hull. Hull moves left on the left wing. Narrow gets to the elbow and knocks down the jumper. She cashes in. Boise State takes the lead, 51-50. New Mexico going quickly. They enter it into Magruder, then she sends it back out, right back into Magruder, and she goes to the fadeaway in the middle of the paint, just drops it in over the top of Rachel Bowers for two. It's 52-51, Osley flying off the screen set by Trista Hull. Now bounce pass to Leonidas, who's protecting the basketball as she tries to back down her marker. Now Leonidas comes outside, shoots a three from straight away, but it's off. And Latora Duff comes the other way. Help defense from Bowers as Duff tried to go coast to coast. Latora, that is. She missed it. Minute 35 in the third, 52-51. Narrow backing up slowly, methodically dribbling the ball with her right. Pick and roll with Hull, and Narrow tries to force a bounce pass in to Hull, who was on the roll after setting the screen. It is deflected. Believe it was Magruder, and indeed it was Magruder who got her hand in there. Narrow inbounds under the Bronco basket on the right side, 14 seconds, finds Jada Clark, who just checked into the game for Anna Osley. LD Lalott back in, screening on the left side for Clark. Leonidas, between the legs dribble, drives in, no look pass to LD Lalott, who has to throw it up, 2 seconds on the shot clock, hits the rim, and Muse saves it to Clark, out to Narrow, three ball, off front rim, tipped out by Reyes. Boise State will keep it after a possession where New Mexico was seriously scrambling to try and get back in their defensive shape. Narrow once more inbounds. This time it's to Muse. Top of the key is Lalott. Here's Jada Clark dribbling to her right. Forces a pass to Lalott. Lalott turns around. Narrow's driving down the middle of the paint. And Mary Kay Narrow sneaks by the defense to score and put the Broncos up by one, 53-52. Third quarter action, 35 seconds left. Reyes driving to the rim on Abby Muse. That is normally no easy task, but Reyes made it look rather simple. Jab stepped right, went left, and scored with the left hand on the left side. It's New Mexico by one. Boise State shot clock turned off, has 15 seconds with Narrow and the ball in the front court. Narrow fakes right, then goes left. She's hanging out around the Mountain America Credit Union logo on that left wing. Pass into Muse. Muse fights through some defense, then has her shot blocked by Reyes. She had to protect the ball down low from the sneaky guard, Latacia Duff. And then as she brought it up to shoot, she got blocked. Bronco bench wanted a foul. There is 1.7 seconds. Broncos inbound. Leonidas up. This one will count from the baseline. After Narrow had her three-pointer waved off to end the first half, the Broncos do get that buzzer-beating bucket. Clear as day that Leonidas cashed it in time, and Boise State will take a 1-point lead into the final 10 minutes. It's 55-54 in Boise on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Back at ExtraMile Arena, it is time for the fourth quarter. Idaho Farm Bureau Insurance, proud to support Boise State Athletics. Visit IdahoFarmBureauInsurance.com and learn how you can become part of the Farm Bureau Insurance family. Idaho Farm Bureau Insurance, protecting what matters most. Boise State trying to protect that home court. They lead it by one, 55-54. They're trying to protect an 11-game winning streak in conference home openers and trying to keep their perfect mark since becoming members of the Mountain West 11 years ago intact as well. It's New Mexico basketball to begin the final 10 minutes here in Boise. And it is LaTorra who gives it off to Anderson. LaTorra for a three, blocked by Abby Muse as the Broncos get their defense to show up to start the quarter. And then it's out of bounds off Magruder, who thought she could get the rebound. So Boise State gets the basketball. Jada Clark has it. Now Muse. Dribble handoff to Narrow. Narrow angling to the right, finds her way to the wing. Cross-court pass, Jada Clark on the left wing, and that three-pointer is a little bit short. Boise State has taken 18 three-pointers, and they've made just 4 of them. New Mexico not doing hot from outside either, though. They're 4 of 16 on their downtown tries. Boise State 55, New Mexico 54. Quick ball movement, gets it to Antonia Anderson in the left corner. Abby Muse guarding her, whistled for a blocking foul. As Muse and Anderson had some body contact there. Ends up going against a Abby Muse who was in disbelief. LaTorra Duff off the inbound, dribbles her way outside to shoot another three. It does not go. She's 0 of 5 on three-point attempts. Boise State trying yet another long pass from the left corner to the right wing. This one is stolen by De La Cerda, and then Leonidas on the fast break knocks it away from De La Cerda. We've got a foul called, and this could go one of two ways, and it is not going to go against Dominique Leonidas. It's going to go against Anderson instead. It's a loose ball foul. Anderson had tripped Leonidas. Leonidas was going over the top to try to get the basketball. Anderson dove on the floor. And Anderson, the one called for initiating contact, so she'll get penalized. There's a little bit of shoving going on as well. Broncos running some active motion on the outside. It frees up Leonidas inside, but Abby Muse missed the pass. It connected with the right hand of Leonidas, but she had the sky in the air to try and bring it down, and she couldn't hold on. Boise State turns the ball over for now the 19th time this game, but yet they still have the lead, 55-54. They're checking out something at the official scorers table. Looks to do with the clock that reads 8 minutes and 38 seconds on it. Here in the final frame. Boise State in this game shooting the exact same percentage as New Mexico on the floor. Both teams 44%. Both teams around 25% from beyond the arc. But Boise State 19 turnovers compared to 6 for New Mexico. Yet the Broncos have the lead, even though the Lobos have scored 20 points off of those Bronco turnovers. Boise State doing just enough as Magruder scores on the lot. The lot went with her the whole way to the basket, but Magruder from the left side able to convert. Leonidas holding the basketball over her head, now brings it down hip high on the left wing, trying to find a pass. Now it's one-handed, pushed to Muse. And then over to Narrow. Osley holding it above her head. Finds Muse under the bucket. Muse misses as LaTorra Duff came flying through and definitely got in Muse's peripheral visions. Needed some blinders. And again, Magruder on the other end. She's just running the floor. She's got 17 points today, 8 of 12 from the floor. And every time there is a rebound, she is leaking out. It's 58-55. New Mexico leads the game. Leonidas, hand on the floor, kept her up. Narrow from outside, yes! Mary Kay Narrow hits her first tray. It's a Mountain America three-pointer. Mountain America Credit Union guiding you forward. Comes off an assist from Leonidas. A left corner three for Narrow ties the game at 58. Reyes for New Mexico. Drives, then stops, and gives the ball up. LaTora wagging her left finger in the air, just holding the ball as the shot clock goes down to 7. Moves to Reyes, who airballs a 3, and it bounces harmlessly out of bounds. Boise State will get the ball back with 7 minutes left in the fourth. Shot off to the left of the rim for Reyes. She had the distance, but did not have it lined up correctly. Narrow picks up the dribble over to Osley. Leonidas dribbling baseline. Stopped, picks up the dribble, out to Hull. And Narrow keep it alive for Boise State. 9 on the shot clock. Crossover right to left for Narrow. She's still trying to control the dribble. Nice bounce pass to Osley. Even better one to Leonidas. Right wing 3 off the rim. Trista Hull put back. No good. Make it Rachel Bowers instead. And then it's Trista Hull who gets fouled underneath the basket. A lot of bodies for Boise State. It was Bowers initially who got the first miss going up over Latacia Duff. And then Hull grabbed Bowers' miss and got fouled. So the freshman and the reigning freshman of the week in the Mountain West goes to the line and makes the first free throw to put Boise State ahead by a point. Hull got her first start against Warner Pacific on the 20th for Boise State. She was playing guard for the first time in her life, and she poured in 14 points and earned herself Mountain West Freshman of the Week accolade for the performance. De La Cerda back cuts on Leonidas and scores off a feed from Reyes, who got the ball inside from the top of the key. We're all square at 60. Neither team giving an inch in this New Year's Eve offensive onslaught. Leonidas to Narrow. Narrow dumps to Bowers, who ends up on the ground. No foul as Magruder streaks the other way. No look pass to De La Cerda in the right corner. And the 3 ball falls for New Mexico. De La Cerda hits just her second 3-pointer of the game. 63-65 and a half remaining. Hull down low. Rachel Bowers goes up, and this time Magruder can't hang with her as Bowers turns to the left from the left side. Bowers now breaks into double digits with 11 points. Her, Narrow, and Leonidas, the 3 leading the way in terms of scoring from bottom to top for Boise State. A foul underneath the hoop right as Magruder tried to put up a 3 ball. And I think it's going against Dominique Leonidas. Yes, it is. That's who they've called it against here in the arena. Leonidas almost got slapped underneath the hoop as De La Cerda tried to free herself. Leonidas was tugging at the jersey. Inbound to Latacia Duff. De La Cerda off a screen. Another 3 ball goes home. And she looks right in the eyes of Leonidas as she runs the other way. Back-to-back threes for De La Cerda, 66-62. New Mexico leads. Narrow doubled at the Mountain West logo. Doesn't have a dribble. Frees herself to move the ball to Leonidas. And now Osley jab stepping. Bowers stepped beyond the arc but didn't put up the 3. She's already hit one today. Narrow again doubled. She's wrapped, dribbles away with no double dribble call. The New Mexico defense had froze because they thought there should be a double dribble, but Duff got her hands on it. Now it's Duff going for a quick 3-pointer. The Broncos crash into each other underneath the hoop after the rebound as Osley, Hull, and Bowers pop the ball loose, and Magruder scores. Gordy Presnell calls a timeout, and miscommunication by Boise State has New Mexico up by 4. It's 68-64 here in a frantic affair on New Year's Eve. You're listening to Bronco Basketball on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield. Fourth 13 left to play. Boise State playing their Mountain West Conference home opener. New Mexico playing their conference home opener, period, after their home opener on Tuesday was postponed. It's New Mexico who has the 4-point lead at 68-64. Boise State has been battling in this one. Both teams shooting over 40% in this one. The Broncos 44, New Mexico 48. And the scoring has seemed to be there from the start for both these sides. New Mexico, a team very well known for their scoring. Mary Kay Nero trying to pass the ball to Rachel Bowers off the inbound, and it's tipped by Magruder, who has been everywhere offensively and defensively. She's got 19 points. She's got 3 rebounds. Broncos with 9 on the clock as Nero gets doubled at the top of the key again. Trista Hull bounce pass to Leonidas. Osley, this is a 2-pointer from the right corner, but it drops with 2 on the shot clock. And Anna Osley maybe getting warmed up inside after she went a bit cold from beyond the arc. Osley gets another basket at 68-66. Reyes on the drive lifts a layup high into the air, and it comes off the rim and out into the hands of Nero. Boise State, again, an opportunity to tie or take the lead. Broncos last led at 60-58. New Mexico came storming back, and Nero now gets fouled on the floor. On her drive, she ran right around Reyes, just beat her with pace to the paint. But then she got fouled before she tried to attempt the shot. Nero's got 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Another game where she does it all. Leonidas trying to find her after Nero inbounded the ball to Nero. And Boise State will keep yet again. Bounce pass from Leonidas was kicked by LaTora Duff underneath the hoop. Broncos get this inbound in cleanly. Hull to Osley. Osley doubled. She snakes her way through it, just ducking underneath everyone, and walked out of it before passing the ball to the left corner. Leonidas, tough dribble, keeps the dribble, now puts up the finger roll inside the circle and scores to tie the game. It's 68-68 with 2:50 left in Boise. New Mexico with the basketball. The Broncos, no quit, have made 4 of their last 4 field goals. De La Cerda, ball on the floor, drives right, blocked by Trista Hull. No, it's a foul. For one moment it was clean, and then the whistle came in as Gordy Presnell looks on and shakes his head. It looked clean on the original block for Trista Hull, but they called the foul after she knocked down De La Cerda on the follow-through. And De La Cerda makes the first free throw. She's got 1 more. Again, the Boise crowd has not been too thrilled with the officiating in this one, as De La Cerda misses off left iron. Anna Osley, just the whole top of the key, trying to get an entry pass to Bowers. She does. It comes with an over-the-head skip pass. Now Trista Hull gets the ball back, and her shot is rejected aggressively by Magruder, as now the Lobos run out. Anna Osley and Reyes end up on top of each other. Reyes sitting on Osley in the first row of chairs underneath the basket. It's a foul against Anna Osley, who did everything she could to affect that shot. It was a run out again for New Mexico, who are lightning quick in transition. And Osley pushed as hard as she could to stop Paula Reyes from getting a free 2 points. She'll now have to earn them at the line, and she gets the first. Reyes, the freshman from Palma de Mallorca, Spain. And she misses the second. It's another 1-for-2 trip for New Mexico. It means it's a 70-68 game. Osley calling for the basketball as the Broncos try to run in transition, but Nero could not get the pass there. Instead, just held on to it. Now Nero picks up the dribble. Leonidas can find Osley. Osley's open for 3. It's off. Rebound is grabbed by Reyes. And now New Mexico slowing things down, up by 2 with 1:45 to play. Right at the timeline. LaTorra Duff walks her way slowly in. Now Reyes, it's freshman on freshman as Hull plays the defense, and it's a mid-range pull-up that is no good for Reyes. She shakes her hand afterward as Hull might have made some contact after the fact. 2-point game, Broncos trail. They've got the basketball though with 1:15. Leonidas to Bowers, swung to Narrow in the left side corner, right in front of that Bronco bench. Narrow baseline drive, picks the dribble, finds Leonidas. Layup is off, and Boise State harassing in the backcourt now with 1 minute to go. LaTorra escapes all the pressure and brings it over for New Mexico. She's guarded by Narrow, and now Mike Bradbury, head coach of the Lobos, calls for a timeout. He wants to talk to his team. There's 54 seconds to play in the game and 18 on the shot clock. It's a 70-68 score. Great crowd on hand, very active here in Boise as they have seen some great basketball from both sides, but both teams have struggled to score from the floor recently. Boise State on a 2-minute scoring drought, while New Mexico hasn't made a field goal in the last 3.5 minutes. And one of the things for this Boise State team this year has been closing out basketball contests. As such a young team, there can be some growing pains, especially down the stretch when the pressure mounts and everything becomes more dramatic. Boise State hoping that this can be one of those games where they flip the switch and find the finish as LaTorra Duff misses on a quick drive, not wasting much time, and the Broncos get it back with Bowers, who's now got a double-double with 11 points and 10 rebounds. Boise State down by 2 with 33 seconds. Osley pump fakes a 3. Leonidas, this is a 2 on the baseline. It does not go. De La Cerda grabs the rebound off the Leonidas miss. It was an open look, and with 27.5 seconds to play, the shot clock is turned off. The Lobos call one of their timeouts. They now have 3 remaining, but they also have the 2-point lead. It is hectic in Boise as both of these teams again play such a hard-fought affair. It was the Broncos who pulled it out last time in Boise. That was on December 4th, 2019. It was a game really for the ages for Boise State. They were down with just above 10 seconds on the clock in overtime, 82-80, when Mallory McGuire stepped outside and drained a three-pointer to give the Broncos the 83-82 win. Boise State trying to steal this inbound here and give them an opportunity to do the same in regulation tonight. Instead, Anderson with 4 fouls inbounds the ball to LaTorra Duff before Bowers fouls. The Broncos let 4 seconds run off the clock. New Mexico now in the bonus after that foul. It's LaTorra Duff at the free throw line. 3 of 12 from the floor, 0 of 5 from 3 is Duff. And on the season, she's 25 of 32 on free throws, make it now 26 of 33. As the first one goes in, it's a 3-point game, and Duff has the opportunity to make it a 2-possession game, which she does. The senior guard gets them both, and the Broncos call a timeout. 72-68, now the score. Boise State unable to buy a bucket here over the last 2.5 minutes, and they need one on this trip in the worst way. They'll inbound in the front court. They've got 1 timeout left, and they trail by 4 with just 23 seconds to go. New Mexico, just 1 win so far this season on the road in a true road game. They're trying to get their second. Boise State trying to get their 4th home victory of the year and their 5th of the season. Hole, bounce pass inbound to Narrow. Dribble handoff with Leonidas to Osley, to Bowers. And Bowers has no pass. Broncos wasting time, nearly stolen by Magruder. We've got an arm in the air for a foul as Magruder tangled up with Osley. Not a jump ball. And they're going to call the foul against Shyquel Magruder. Both of them, in Osley and Magruder, had hands on the basketball. Broncos lost 10 seconds on that possession, so there's now 13. Boise State inbounds again. Narrow. Boise State's got to go quickly. Narrow, step back three. Can she get it? No, it's off the back rim. Chased down by Magruder with 4 seconds left, and she is fouled. Boise State down by 4 with 4 seconds left, and Magruder is going to the free throw line, shooting 2. It's certainly an uphill climb for the Broncos, especially if Magruder makes both free throws, which she will not because she pushed the first one too long. Out off the back rim, Broncos do have a timeout. They have to hope Magruder misses here. Magruder misses the second. Narrow calls the timeout. 4 seconds exactly left here in Boise. Broncos down by 4, hoping that they can get a bucket, steal the inbound, and then score again to tie or win the game. It's all to do for the Broncos, but still all to play for here at ExtraMile Arena as well in this nail-biting contest. 72-68, New Mexico leads it, and Boise State staring down a possible home loss here in conference play in their Mountain West opener, which would snap their 11-game win streak in those home openers. Broncos with a monumental task in front of them, and they're going to try and find out if they can do it. They competed hard in Fort Collins. They had their opportunities to try and snatch one on the road against the Rams, couldn't pull it off. Hoping that they can find that magic here at home as Narrow patiently waits to inbound the basketball. The whistle blows, Narrow has it, and here comes the inbound. It's to Leonidas, handoff to Narrow, and Narrow turns it over trying to find Leonidas as the buzzer goes. Boise State does not get a shot on their final attempt. Instead, they end the game on a 3-minute scoring drought as New Mexico doesn't make a field goal either over the last 4 minutes, but do enough at the free throw line to win the game and take one away from Boise here at home. 72-68 is the final as the Broncos fall to 4-9 here on the season.